The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Sports Collective Media and Morris Media Studios present Sports Collective TV, and we're back here with football in week 1 with the Patriots receiving their rings and beating up on Ferran Steelers, and we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that right now as well. Newly Antonio Brown will talk as well about that, and we got the Rams back in action week 1, beating up on the Panthers and going up to 1-0 facing the Saints here in LA next week, and the Cowboys are back and they beat up on the Giants as usual. But the only other Charger team here in Los Angeles beat down on the Colts in overtime. And guess what? My very own Vikings beat down on the Falcons 33. Technically, it should have been 33-0. But hey, guess what? Sports Collective TV starts right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Technically. Whatever, man.
Whatever it is. Ferran?
Welcome to Sports Collective TV. Shouts out to Fredo for the intro. I don't have nothing to say right now because the Steelers lost terribly. So
pretty bad.
I'm done. Just pass the mic. Who's next? I got nothing to say.
Okay.
Ilya, he's checking out. What's wrong with Ilya?
I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow. So
oh, okay. Well,
I'm doing a dentist test. So like, then I come back next Monday and see if I'm white or not.
And some big old cheeks.
Great football week, man. It's gonna be interesting because all the new rulings and just watching them having a lot of. Watch the tape. They have to look at it two ways. They have to look at it in slow motion, and they have to look at it real time. Then they have to make a decision. I mean, it's giving football a lot of
4-hour games now?
Yeah, it's giving football a lot of air.
There's a lot of flags.
AskIlya.com. This is Ilya Daily. Do what he do. I'm going to pass it to my girl to the right.
Hey. It's Delilah Outlaw. Your favorite host. Honestly, football, I missed out last night. I was not really tuning in. I watched the highlights on YouTube, though, so very briefly. It's boring, but it's okay. And I'm happy to be here with my guys, and that's about it.
Oh, she got like something happening?
Shoot.
Hey, this is not a ride.
Nervous. That's a nervous swing.
It's not a ride.
She's spinning.
I was passing it over, actually.
But you got something coming up, right?
So, yes, next week, actually, yes, guys, definitely tune in. I will be having a guest coming on the show. He's a producer, writer, actor, and my dear friend. So, you guys are in for a treat. It's going to be my first show.
Did Ferran got something going on, too?
Next week.
I'm going to let Fredo go.
That's something Fredo Ferran, I get y'all mixed up.
Either one. But I have hair. He doesn't.
Okay. I'm going to have to get that right. I'm going to get that right.
This is Fredo Cervantes, of course, here back on Sports Collective TV. It's been a while now. So I'm kind of excited to just be here with you guys again. And it's going to be a great show, so stay tuned. But Ferran.
Yeah, so it is September, so it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month for me, sickle cell trait. So I was in San Diego speaking to doctors, nurses, community at a conference, education symposium. I had a really good time with that. This weekend, I will be at a church in San Bernardino, my cousin's church. He has sickle cell, so they're doing a blood drive out there in San Bernardino. And then I beeline to LAX Saturday night, flying to Canada to speak at a event Sunday afternoon in Canada. And I'll be there until the 18th. So September for me is great. While I was in San Diego, I was asked to speak at a seniors event in Riverside, the Adams family that owns the racetrack. So
that's peace, folks.
I met reconnected with the family that I had met years ago. And so they asked me to speak at she has a hat event where they're going to sell hats. And so it's like all seniors, 60 and over. And she heard my speech conversation, and she was like, can you speak at my event on the 28th? So I was like, of course. So I have that for the 28th, and I might do a sickle cell show here at the end of the month. I got to check with Portis to see what day is available, but that's my month for September is pretty much sickle cell trait awareness. I'm going to do a piece in a little bit, sent some information about student athletes and why it's important for on a sports show, especially for athletes to be aware of sickle cell trait. So, I mean, I'm having a blast.
I mean, this
just
summer,
finished my school.
Yeah,
So 7 months I took
Congrats.
TV Broadcasting Academy, so I graduated. I'll find out soon if I got a 90 in my grade.
Shouldn't they tell you right?
Yeah,
on
they
the
making
spot?
me keep. So check this, honestly.
the
So
hell?
check this out. So I got 1D on one of my tests after my dad passed away. That next test, I got a D. Right. I ended the course with close to. I needed 150. I needed 116. His rough scores of my final was 115.
Wow.
So
For
I
an A.
need 1.6 for the A. For the bottom of the A, I need 116. I'm at like 115.5 with his.
No, they got to give you that one.
So he didn't let me know he's gonna regrade.
Is that
my
Rick?
stuff.
Is that Rick?
Yeah, Rick. So he's regrading
Wow.
my stuff. So if I get 90 in my grade and I had like a 90-something% my attendance, I'll be on the board, the gold plaque for both courses.
Right
I'll be the
on.
first person to have radio and TV at that academy with over 90 in both courses. Yeah. If
Look at all them people that
not,
clapping
I'm
for
cool.
you.
If not, I'm cool because it's just a blessing to be able to go through that
Still did it.
and maintain my mindset with my dad passing. You guys have no idea how hard that's
Stressful,
been.
yeah.
But I recovered. I got 90s and 100s on my last 7-8 weeks of that school, and I'm blessed. So, see what we're gonna do with it with Ask Ilya.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of activities. Shouts out to Black Culture Events, Morris Media Studios, all the media partners that we have. We got there's an African, a Pan-African film festival that's up and coming. That's in November. We got all the Hollywood Bowl series, which is, Ben Harper this
Ben
week.
Harper.
Just had Gladys Knight. Then they got Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's going to be this weekend with the grand finale.
Yeah.
Concert Dizzy Hall, working with those guys.
You got Mary J and Nas or something?
Got Mary and J and Nas on the 17th. And then, of course, actually somebody, and I don't know, you look kind of very young. You might not know about Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course I know about Lauryn Hill.
So
What's
I got
going
jokes.
on?
So she's coming out in another month. And who else? Michael Collier. Michael Collier, he got his event.
Michael Collier's mom.
So I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And then we just picked up another relationship today with AEG. So we're looking at Harriet Tubman, the movie that's coming out, and doing something with their theater, as well as Disney on Ice, and that's going to be coming around. And then Harlem Globetrotters. Can't go wrong with that. And then shouts out to Everybody Hates Chris, who was I heard he was part of that dunk scenario this weekend with Howard.
Venice.
Dwight Howard.
See how I
and
transcend
everybody
that
hates-
segment to you guys.
Everybody hates Chris and Adam.
Yeah.
Adam was out there dunking with Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
So that was from the
That was a
footage
good
I
battle.
saw.
That was a good battle they had there. They went back and forth, and I don't know who ended up winning, but I mean, all those dunks were just incredible.
Everybody hates Chris, so I imagine the dunk champion of the world.
And
He
then
did.
shouts out to Pac Rim up and coming with the Chasing the Hoop Dreams. We want to try to keep that segment live.
Oh yeah,
We
sure.
have some live, really, really live stuff. And then we're also looking for people that have any kind of product placement or materials or events or things of that sort. We want to be the go-to here at Morris Media to be able to offer you that new exposure.
So we good? You want to just go right into some of your?
Let's go
highlights?
into some football. I mean, we talked about the football. I know we're hours away from seeing Antonio Brown making his debut with the Raiders. Wait, that's not happening. I'm sorry, guys, that's not happening. You know why? Because he decided to leave and act like a big diva, like he has been. I really want to get Ilya's perspective on just Antonio. I mean, you enjoyed it for like 4 or 5.5 months. Like, how was it? I know you had him for like 5 years.
We were glad to see him gone.
But you just calling us enjoying it. I mean, we a team that's about to lose our stadium, move into a new city. Do we really need all this drama and problems?
I mean, the
really,
talent you need, not the drama.
Right,
But the
and that's
talent
it.
now who's like, besides him, there's nobody else in the receiving core that's going to be a weapon for Derek Carr to actually do something.
Nah, I mean, it's going to be. I always felt like we've got away from talent in regards to spending money for talent, and then built this thing called chemistry. You know, because you look at
last
Carr.
time y'all had chemistry?
But if you look at Carr's game, Carr's game is about chemistry. It's really not about numbers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, then he got injured a couple of times.
That was a big one.
He's not playing like a Brady-style player where it's really about numbers and calculation. They playing on just feelings, man.
Either y'all have a quarterback, no receiver. You have a receiver, no quarterback. You got a running back, but no line. I mean, you guys have
Two
had
things on that.
It's like y'all have
It's
been
the
missing.
management. I mean, John Gruden just came in.
Jelly. I mean, you guys been missing.
I'm sorry I can't say too much about the Steelers, but
Nah,
you're right.
I'm not bad. I'm not bad.
I mean, you're right though. It's
But
right.
I mean, it's been like that for 15 years.
It's been a
15
controversial
years.
type of team. Even when you mention a name, man, I mean, it's just
People just get angry. Just like,
I mean, at least you lucky to be a Viking fan. Like,
I mean,
people
yeah.
don't even know nothing about them.
No, of course, Minnesota's still there, but
they the smallest soda.
But yeah, I mean, well, we'll talk a little bit about the winning
That's why
team
it's
that
winning.
actually won yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about them in a bit, but the Raiders tonight, they're facing off the Denver Broncos in Oakland.
Oh, that's like an old school battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rivalry within itself. So,
But that's a defensive game right there. You know what I'm saying? I look at that 21-28 Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Defense.
Huh?
Yeah.
21-20. I mean, Joe Flacco, Denver, they got a new quarterback, Joe Flacco from Baltimore, so that'll be.
So we don't have no running game. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on defense.
But it's be exciting. Monday Night Football's back, and right now I know the Saints. I mean, the Saints are facing off the Texans. They're playing the Texans right now on Monday Night Football on ESPN. So they're going on right now. But
So how you feel about them Steelers?
yeah, I was
It's
about
the
to
first
turn
game.
around to
It's
you.
the first game, man. We all right. I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll still
Did you
make
watch
the
the game?
playoffs.
No.
No,
I was actually working on a suicide awareness video. Caldwell. So
I don't know if
watch
y'all-
any
right.
football. But
Well-
yeah, I'm not worried. It's the first game. We'll still make the playoffs.
Oh wow.
Wild card, and then
Do
we'll
you
be
even
in.
have a football team that you?
I look at her face. By to look at her face, you know.
I don't.
Who do you cheer for?
My
Yeah.
brother when he's on the field.
Your brother.
Okay.
Who's
Yes.
your brother?
Y'all wouldn't know him, but
Well,
he
then-
has been in the newspapers. That's all that matters.
We'll put him on the mic and let's get to
Let him know. Let him know.
Yeah, Tunis Lane he was on the
Which
Chargers.
one? What's his name?
Tunis Lane Jabril, Little Tunchi. Yeah.
Okay, Little
All
Tunchi.
that.
He's on the Chargers.
Little Tunchi.
Yep.
Really?
He played for the Chargers.
Shout out to Little Tunchi.
Yeah.
There it is.
Everybody knew his name. He was in the newspapers, everything, all that.
We'll talk.
Tunchi.
No.
Oh man.
All right. So who else was? What
I
else was on
mean,
there?
besides the Patriots beating up on them, Tom Brady being the GOAT that he is, amazing.
Is he gonna retire this year?
No, he's not. He actually just signed a 2-year contract just about a week ago. So you got him and Antonio Brown. I mean, he's expected to play in week 2
You think they're
with
gonna
the
do anything?
Patriots. I mean, without Antonio, they were already going to do something. And now with Antonio, it just kind of guarantees it for the AFC side because the NFC is a whole different deal. But the Chiefs' defense just got pretty bad. They lost a couple guys. The drama with their Tyreek Hill, beating up on people, TMZ stuff. So, I mean, they have their own situation there. But the Patriots in the AFC and the NFC is going to be the Rams and Cowboys. It's gonna be a good one, but I mean
the Cowboys in the Giants game is just now a complete joke.
yeah, Eli Manning. I guess you can kind of say he was a joke of the day. Yeah, I mean he was a joke of the day. He just
that whole game is just like you don't even really want to watch it unless you're a Cowboys fan, because they're gonna beat
America's team 35 points.
America.
I know how difficult that could be because when they call you from the nation, it's almost a symbol of the same thing.
But your other squad out there. Oh, Ilya, you okay?
Yeah, he's cool.
You're like, whoa.
Some glasses.
Take these microphone glasses.
But the San Francisco Niners up there. I mean, they that's another. That's
Where's
another
Robert Lamar
team.
at?
Yeah, where's Robert at?
Robert,
But
where you at, man?
they won. They actually surprisingly won pretty good. Garoppolo, their guy out there. So, I mean, I know that's another team right across the street from you from Oakland. What do you think about them?
I mean, Niners had their dynasty, of course, and you respect that, but they still. I mean, it's just no different than if you're a Dodger fan. How do you become an Angel fan.
I mean,
But
the
it's the
Angels
same
are
thing with baseball. I was an A's fan, and the Giants is right around. Great organization, but it's not my squad. So, but I'm glad the quarterback is actually showing up because they put a lot of money in that guy.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
I
they
think
got
he
shot
really.
this year?
So I think he disappointed them everybody last year. Just a lot of no show up. For the money.
They can win more than 9 games.
And he's a big dude.
No, I don't
They
think
can
so.
win more than 9
Yeah,
games
nah,
this
that's too much. That's pushing it. I mean, you kind of give them 6 or 7.
They've
So
been
Rob,
No
7 or 8.
linebackers, no
Yeah,
DBs.
no.
They was like
They
7
don't
or 8
really
the
have
last few
nothing to
years.
shine. They put all their money in trying to protect this quarterback. So they don't really have a lot of other weapons, So it's going to be interesting because with injuries, new rules, head-to-head contact, how they're just treating the game, it just seemed like it's just going to be a really interesting. There's going to be some upsets in regards to what we see and what we think, and then what actually end up happening.
Hey, well, the refs get the
That's
last
because
call.
Fredo here, had to get my. Is it the truth?
Is it the
It
truth
won't
or
be the
not?
truth anymore.
But one truth that I can give you right now that I can guarantee is that a lot of the pressure is kind of on the Rams to kind of go back and win it again and get at least to the Super Bowl. But I don't think they're going to be able to make it this year. I mean, the squad, there was a little bit of difference from the players they lost last year and some injuries.
Looking at the Panther game, you look at Cam, he plays so relaxed. You know what I'm saying? And then the Rams only won by a few buckets. It's not like they.
Yeah, a couple of calls, crucial calls that just kind of turned their game around, but it's not going to be the same and as easy as it was because last year they were 13-3, I believe. They were 13.
McCarthy, or what's his name, from the Panthers,
McCaffrey.
He was lighting them up in the first half, and I was like a little concerned, like, okay. This dude is just running from the backfield and running straight into the end zone, like untouched. So I don't know. I like to see the Rams get better just because we live in LA. But
the Chargers, they're looking pretty good.
Now the interesting thing is rumor on the street is that Chargers is really supposed to be the LA team. Mm-hmm. That's where all the money's probably going to end up being put in is into the Chargers. So I don't know how true that is, but it's interesting because both teams are very good teams. So we'll see what happens.
It seems like it so far.
Yeah,
seems like it. But my Minnesota Vikings, just want to give a quick shout out there. They did dominate against the Atlanta Falcons, and we're just moving on and winning football. That's all I know about winning football.
Can we just get the story again? How you became a Viking fan?
Well, the reason why I became, this kind of goes back. I was a Brett Favre kind of supporter fan back in the early 2000s when he was in Green Bay, but never really much was into football. But then once that transition came with Adrian Peterson, got drafted into the Vikings in 06, got drafted, and Brett Favre came along with them, tagged along, and that kind of just caught my attention. I was like, Brett Favre, Adrian Peterson. And it just kind of went on. We
see how Fredo lives his life, man.
Yeah, so, it kind of went like that. So that's the reason why I'm a Vikings fan.
For how many more years?
Nah, well, I guess I made that decision when there was no LA team. There was LA teams back then, okay. But I made a decision now. And like I've said, Are you
going to transition back to
No, I'm always going to keep... maybe to number 1. I might move the Vikings down to number 2 in a couple of years, but if I had, I'm still going to support that.
Like LeBron James picking a basketball team.
But I'm like, if I got to pick Rams or the Chargers, I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Yeah. They're just they're the Chargers. They're
and it's interesting because where did the Chargers originate from?
Before San Diego, I'm not too sure.
Were they here in LA?
They were here in LA.
So that's why they considered the team, because really the Rams were in Anaheim, right?
Right.
And then they went to St. Louis, right? So,
and then that's what it is. But
I don't know. I always looked at the Chargers as a San Diego team, and the Raiders would go down there and they used to hate us. Like, this is the worst place to go watch a game. You know what I'm saying? Don't wear no Raider gear. You're going to have problems
down
in
there?
San Diego. Oh, yeah. They didn't like nothing about us.
You mean like 5-0 or the fans?
All that. Fans, 5-0, fanatics. It's just... You never been to a San Diego? Oh, my God. Charger.
Beat you up.
It's just bad. He's got all these Northern California people come down in this pristine area. And, you know what I'm saying? Looking rough and tough.
Crazy.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Light the bars up.
So. Looking like Raiders.
Making a big deal when we all on the same side of the state? Like, I don't understand.
When the Raiders played Tampa Bay in San Diego.
We got a
Super Bowl.
caller on. So
Got a call? What?
receive
Robert Lamar.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
Keep it going, but yeah, I mean the Chargers are going to be a pretty good team. Hopefully, one of the kind of surprising teams that might be like that team to look out for, even though they lost yesterday, was the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they seemed pretty talented, but didn't seem as well after getting beat down.
they got a shot?
They might. I mean, they got the talent, and I mean, it seemed like so much pressure was going on to win this first game after OBJ and the squad. So I mean, I know they're going to be able to get a chance to kind of come back and win some more ball games. But Cleveland, watch out for Cleveland. I'm telling you right now, watch out.
Where's Robert Lamar with his Niners, man? That's what we should have hit him up.
I know, Robert. Robert, where you at? He's not watching, but he's probably going to see this later on.
I had a question for y'all too. I lost it though.
Find it. Pick it up. Where's it at?
John wants a commercial. Somebody's on the phone.
No, we got a call.
Yeah, we got to call. We got to take the caller, but
Your wig gonna get in the way. So.
oh yeah, that's right. You might want to turn off the camera so the wig.
Yeah.
Might want to go into a picture.
Yeah. Might have to turn down the lights. We don't want you to catch
what
fire
happens
with your
when you
Michael
live.
Jackson on.
Stop.
So you got your Michael Jackson on.
I want to connect that for you, so.
Happens when
I'm-
you're live on the
There's
air.
only 3 of them, I think.
She said, "Hold on."
Just tell me what they
All right, you live at Sports Collective TV.
Yeah, this is Don. This football talk is horrible. By the way,
Is this Don?
Fredo, I can't take Fredo seriously with this football talk right now.
What? Talk to me. What's wrong? Talk to me.
First of all, Cleveland Browns got demolished, and you're saying they're a good squad. Second,
One game, Don. One game. Are you gonna judge them just for one game?
and they got beat by a
Yes.
Titans, who's not even a playoff team.
Well, they got beat down. Just I mean, things happen sometimes. Week 1, not a lot of the starters played during preseason.
Let's
I
see
mean,
what he got. Let's see what he got.
they're getting
Let's-
things
let's see
jiggling
what he
right
got.
now.
What do you got, Don? What do you got for us?
There's more to it. And then you say the Chargers are a good team. Yeah, they lost. They barely beat the Colts.
And
I mean,
also-
a win's a win. A win's a win, right?
Hold on. And the best kicker in the history of football missing like 85 kicks.
I mean, did they win the game, Don, or did they not?
Exactly. And then you say the Rams are going to struggle.
He's a Ram.
Well, they're going to struggle, of course. I mean, look at they were playing away against a somewhat good enough team, but
Carolina
they were.
is a playoff team. Going to be a playoff team.
We'll see about that one.
Who is
Beat
it?
them at home,
Carolina.
on the road.
Is he from there or something?
Yeah, he's a
might.
Rams fan.
I mean, I see why you're upset now because you're a Rams fan, but you sometimes, you can't handle the truth, and sometimes it hurts.
I don't know how that happens. That's a sticky fact right there. though.
No, watch. I'm telling you, they're not even going to make it to the NFC Championship. I mean, and it's going to have to be due to just.
Hey, first of all, you haven't even put on the Cowboy cheerleader out there.
No. Well, I'm still waiting for the other crew members that were on here before. They're not here no more. So I mean, if they want to come back and they want to put me on there, then I'm all for it. I'm waiting for it. I mean, I'm size probably medium, large. I mean, if you can find it.
We get you some pom-poms too?
Yeah. Give me some pom-poms. Make sure you give me a pretzel or something with it too.
He never lived up to that bet.
Hey, I've been waiting. I'm still here.
On the Rams or the Vikings or what?
What was that?
The Rams or the Vikings or what?
Another bet?
Well, I mean, maybe. Maybe. That depends what happens.
You want to see a few more weeks, huh?
Yeah, maybe. But I'm very excited to see the Raiders and the Vikings in Week 3 as well. I know that's going to be a nice beat down there.
That's an easy win, but that's fine. No, I just wanted to call in and that's what
Wow.
Fredo said.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, there's 2 teams playing now, okay? Jeez.
What did you notice this weekend, Don?
It was a good weekend. We played really well on Saturday. P4E balled out. We beat 4 of the toughest teams. We beat the world champions. And then Sunday, we had one tough game in the semis that we didn't play well. And the team the world champions from China, that won in China, Super 150K, they won it. And the team that we beat the day before. So it was kind of disappointing, but it was good. Adam got to, dunk off the dunk with Dwight, and until Chris Staples showed up and shut it down.
Oh yeah, nobody gonna beat Everybody hates
Saban's
Chris.
the best dunker in the world by far.
Oh yeah, everybody hates Chris.
Yeah,
But-
we've had him on.
Yeah, he
man.
was here about a year ago or so.
Yeah, a few
Yeah,
times.
Did we
Dwight
have-
Howard is-
We had him on
Dwight
that.
Howard's on the mission, y'all. So just
Who?
watch out.
Oh,
Yes.
he is. He
He
is.
lean. He at least lean.
What did you see? What did you see from Dwight, man? What do you think?
Well, just physically, he's in the best shape he's ever been in his entire life.
He
Probably.
sure is.
No
I've seen
for
him.
sure.
He dropped like 30 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
He dropped a
Yeah,
lot of weight.
He looked like me now.
Body fat. The opposite of Cali Sports. He was just out there with his girl, I guess, playing hoops. I don't know if he was on a bicycle, so I don't know.
Yeah, I saw him
Well,
pedaling
it's very
away
short.
on his bike. I was like, that's nice.
Just a regular guy.
He's
Yeah.
enjoying back here in LA.
Yeah, so he's on a mission. He's got to earn the money. He's not guaranteed, so he has to play well to get paid. And this is going to be his last chance, so it's all in.
I seen
That's the
that.
same kind of contract that the Patriots should have given Antonio Brown because it's nothing guaranteed. But
That's a Suge Knight deal, baby.
Hold on. I'm not
That's
an
a
Antonio
Suge
Brown
Knight
fan.
deal. You know that.
Listen, I'm not an Antonio Brown fan, but he played everybody.
oh yeah, he did.
He orchestrated this.
Why do y'all think that was done purposely?
He
Money.
orchestrated it since day one, the day that the Steelers wouldn't trade him to the Patriots. Patriots offered a number one,
Yep. And they still didn't do it,
and they didn't do it because they didn't want to make the Patriots better.
and they went for like a 3 and 4.
The whole thing from day one, and he outsmarted everybody. He needed his release from the Raiders to go in to clean and clear to the Patriots. So he's way smarter than y'all think. And the Patriots now have two of the best wide receivers in the game, Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown. So you
Whatever.
better watch out.
Yeah, I just hope nobody end up dead or nothing because these motherfuckers, they crazy over there.
They're crazy, but they're going to win chip again. So
We'll see.
We shall.
and
It's
I
still
hate
early.
I hate about Boston everything and anything, but you can't hate on that. They're the best.
It's too early. Still too early.
Yeah, it's 33-3. That's too early.
there
Hey, watch your mouth.
it
All right,
is.
fellas, I'll let you get back to the show, but appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.
All right, Don.
For sure,
Thanks,
for sure.
man.
Take a commercial.
Shout
Hey,
out.
we're going for
I'll see
we're going
you.
for the repeat starting tonight.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll see you later.
Later.
All right, cool deal. So we're gonna take this first quick break right here. This is Sports Selective TV. My man Fredo is back on deck with us. Shouts out to Outlaw over here. My
Got
man
the
Calvin
Jerry
Sportsman.
juice on it, man.
All right, so we'll be right back.
A
Sports
little
Selective
bit,
TV. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram at Sports Selective Media. Check out the highlights. Oh, matter of fact, Double R's highlights is up on IGTV for Sports Selective TV as well. So we'll talk about those when we get back.
AskElia.com. Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskElia.com.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
I'm very awake. Except when I talk about football.
how
It's
we look?
boring.
Is that how we look right there?
No, it just might be in our side.
Oh. All All right,
Shit,
so
I look
welcome
good.
back.
I don't know about y'all.
Welcome back to Sports Collective TV again. I'm your host and moderator, Ferran, aka WDC. Fredo, man, are we done with football, or is there any more?
I mean, yeah, we touched enough on football. But I know we got some basketball. It's kind of technically around the corner, just about 3 weeks away from training camp for.
Basketball seems like it don't even go
Never
nowhere.
stop.
No, it's just like the
Like-
brief time of the
So,
summertime, and
I missed it because did you go to the 3-on-3 with Dwayne?
Yeah. Oh no, the Ice Cube one.
Yeah.
No.
Was you
no,
there?
no.
Dwayne did a ghost
my
move
boy,
on us.
Stack and Joe Johnson. Oh my God!
What happened? He
They just went to work. I mean, these old dudes went to work. I don't know if y'all seen any of the highlights.
Nope.
Stack 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They follow him. They had like a little highlight on him. They had a highlight on Joe Johnson. I guess it was Killers versus whoever. Those two teams was just dominating. But those players, and Brian's sitting there watching them.
Yeah.
And they going to work. They like, okay, for what?
He got
Yes.
offered a spot somewhere, didn't he?
who?
Joe.
He
Joe
got
was
some
looking
tryouts. He got a tryout. I believe it
Joe
was
was
with the
looking-
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Joe was good.
But
I liked him when he was at Phoenix.
Yeah, he was a beast out there. He was the early 2000s.
Then he went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, he went to Atlanta, stayed there, went back. He was actually with the. I think he tried out the Clippers for like a year, like in 2014, towards his last couple of years. But one interesting one from the Big Three, which you guys are aware, Frank Nitti was also on the show here about a year ago. Just today, he announced it on his Instagram that he had a tryout with the New York Knicks. So he was actually part of their scrimmages practicing, because the Knicks right now, like I said, it's only weeks away from training camp. All the teams are trying to lock in their G League teams or their practice players, trying to set up all the last minute things. So Frank Nitty's out there right now in New York, with the Knicks, trying to hopefully, I know they said they need about 13 more spots. They had about 20 guys out there. So hopefully, I believe Frank Nitty's talented enough
Got
to
some
get
records
one of
out
those.
there trying to get it. I'm going to represent my town.
Yeah.
Yeah, in New York, but no, we got an
The real
LA
hoopers
guy,
play.
going out there to New York. So hopefully, everything goes
Shouts
well
out to
for
that.
Frank Nitty out there.
Because he had some shoe that he was posting on IG. I was wondering if it was his own shoe or
No.
some red. It was a
Yeah,
red.
he got different brands,
Oh,
different
yeah.
stuff.
What's up with your BBBs?
Man, shout out to my guy too, LaMelo Ball, man. He just out there made his debut at preseason with the Illawarra Hawks out there in Australia at the NBL. So, man, I real quick, I got a chance. You guys got a chance to see LaMelo play live as well. But just watching the type of player that he became from a year ago till now, and just seeing, this guy's 6'8" now. He's taller than any NBA point guard in the NBA right now. Like, there is no other taller point guard right now. This kid is talented. I'm just excited. The amount of just talent that he has. And he's a great kid, so I know he's going to be, it seems he's going to be number 1, number 2, number 3 by next year's draft in the NBA. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
So what's up with his brother, man?
Lonzo, man. Lonzo or the middle one?
Lonzo.
Well, Lonzo's right now.
You see him in the weight room trying to get buff.
Oh, he is. He's getting bigger than he's been because he seems pretty thick now. He kind of have a body. I don't want to say it looks like Dwight Howard, but just the way Dwight Howard's thin, really thin and just cut. And that's the same way Lonzo is right now. But I haven't been here since it happened. But Anthony Davis, got traded to the Lakers.
You happy with that?
At the time, it was very rough because at the moment that it happened, I remember the day, June 15, 2019.
Oh, he's happy with that.
June
happy.
15. No, I wasn't happy, but at the moment when it happened, 5 feet away from me was LeVar Ball. And the first thing, the guy that announces at the Drew League, he announced it. Because inside the Drew League, you get no service in there. Like, literally, there's bad service everywhere. So as soon as he announced it, I was like, this mother cracker's kidding. But I look over to LeVar, and he got JJ, which is LaMelo's agent right now. They were both just chatting down there. I see LeVar's reaction. I got all the footage out there. Follow me on Instagram. Everything's out there. But I was able to just talk to LeVar right away, just within minutes of the trade, and he was upset. You just saw him. He's biting his lips. He's just not having it. Lonzo staying hiding in the parking lot because he was just got here, but he got it back in the parking lot looking at everything. It was just a crazy moment in LA because you acquired Anthony Davis, but at the same time you let go of two great guys in Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, two guys that got drafted by the Lakers. Lakers kind of depended a lot on these two kids for over the past 3 years, and now they shipped them out to New Orleans.
So what's your point of view on that as far as letting those young athletes go for a veteran? Like, wouldn't you want to have your team grow over time?
Yeah, and especially seeing these type of talents, because you look at Alonso, he's a nice first pass guy, very flashy in the way he plays, and then these other guys, and sometimes that's what you want. You want to see this kind of build up, and a lot of people kind of try to compare him to the Warriors, to Ilya's team, how they drafted Curry, they got Thompson, they got Green, and look at what they have now. And they're still together, even though Durant just left them this summer. But those three guys are still together, so that's going to be very scary. And as well, added another guy who the Lakers drafted at number 2 in 2015, and D'Angelo Russell. So they added another all-star to their squad. So they're still pretty heavy up there in NorCal, so let's not sleep on them either. But, I mean, the two teams in L.A., Clippers, Lakers.
I'm hoping Carmelo goes to the Clippers, man. Every time I'm on IG, I'm tagging him and the Clippers in that IG tag.
Hey, we hope so. We hope something happens there, because Carmelo needs a job, and everyone out there, I know I've always been pro Melo.
Yeah, I'm a Melo guy too. I'm
pretty mellow too, but
Carmelo Anthony, or Carmelo Lala Anthony, however way you want to call it. But I mean, that guy needs to play. That guy can steal ball out there.
Back. I think it's
getting. I thought they made.
No, they're back together.
Oh, they're back together. I seen he had an Instagram where he was showing his son some moves, because he got great footwork post game as well as in the short corner. But he was suited to be a franchise player. How do you take that mindset and humble yourself as a guy that's going to get the third pass?
I mean, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
It's hard. It's hard, but it's been 16 years now.
I get that, but does the mindset change? In this last ending of his career, he still had the same mindset.
True.
He still want to hold the ball, slow the game down, and do Mark Carmelo. I ain't mad at that, but that don't work.
Hey, Clippers,
no,
and don't
Lakers.
play no defense.
Clippers.
True. That's the bad side about it, because that's the main reason why people are hesitant to get him, because of the defensive part.
Yeah, he want to shoot, but he ain't
hustling back, getting back and forth.
You got to box out somebody, bro.
Somebody.
Put a body on him.
Hey, but another guy that's been out there over the past couple of days saying that he might, make a return is Dwayne Wade.
What?
Dwayne Wade. I mean, apparently there's reports that he's going to be practicing with LeBron every day here in LA, but then he's like, I've never closed the door on retirement, possibly coming back. So if Dwayne Wade comes back and gives us...
Nicki Minaj retired.
Yeah, that's true. That's another way.
Nicki Minaj retired? Ain't that the rumor? Nicki Minaj retired?
Yeah, she died. She retired. She's looking into starting a family.
You got cable?
Starting a family. She ain't got cable. What about radio?
I don't have cable.
You don't have cable? You got your radio work in your car? Nicki Minaj retired.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
She dropped the mic on us.
From
music, I guess.
Stop.
She might be doing some acting, because that's something she's been doing. So
but she retired from music.
Oh, okay. She needs.
Okay, I just wanted to update you with that.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Well, there's your Nicki Minaj update from Ilya Daily. That's Ilya. Hey, then now we got to sponsor that one. Now,
hey, I got a text from Dunn that says Adam had a tryout today with the Clippers G League.
Oh wow,
that don't count. Because already Clippers.
It's the Clippers, man.
That's like an AAU. That's an adult AAU squad.
Hey, he said next week he's got the Wizards G League.
Again.
Yeah, it's the Wizards. It's a capital. But, I mean...
You're just haters.
Okay, give a quick shout out to the Agua Caliente Clippers. That's their G League right there. Hey, I mean, that's the name of it. I mean,
right.
The Agua Caliente Clippers, they're based out of San Bernardino, right?
Buddha can go to these games, dude. That's what we're talking about.
I mean, Buddha should get... I mean, exactly, where's Buddha's called?
Buddha don't even dunk, dude. He just off the glass.
His body.
I mean, Buddha out there posted a video today. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. I mean, he was balling out.
Talking about the one where he was just off the glass, off the glass.
Everything.
Open looks, he just
everything
off the glass. He ain't doing nothing fancy, but extremely consistent. It's just
I mean, it's crazy.
What's the name of that Clippers team?
Agua Caliente Clippers. And
That's
they're based off of Ontario. they're in Ontario, and I mean, I guess they bought off. You know, they got the sponsor through them. I don't even know what they are or what it is, but it seems like a drink. I think. I don't know.
Since we're talking basketball, Double R had on the highlights the USA team.
Oh yeah,
you having some hard times.
I mean,
talking about basketball.
Yeah, USA basketball. They're doing the FIBA World Cup.
But they was dealing with trying to figure out players though.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that sucks. They got to kind of bench players.
Players
don't want to play in those leagues.
No, it's not
everyone
so much
dropped
that. They
out.
want to play, but it's like who gets selected. That was like this whole politics when they first started trying to figure out who's going to go. And
but I agree with Ferris. Like people didn't want to play.
No, I mean it's a new thing that's not being even mentioned about either. But it's a new change of coaching and new change of environment where now Greg Popovich kind of brought his kind of team along. Now Coach Cade's not the guy in charge of it. So right. I mean different. I mean I don't know. It can be relationships. It can be time.
Pop ain't no joke though. You know what I'm saying? I mean you get the opportunity to work with Pop and his team. I mean,
wouldn't you take it?
Yeah, but
some players will.
I think
some
behind
won't.
the scenes is politics on who gets selected because some of the interviews you were seeing were based on what the players felt. It wasn't really, and it wasn't so much the recruiting part of it at all, but it was just like how the players felt. So that just right there just kind of showed me that like at the end of the day they still got to play with some chemistry. They're gonna have some problems, and here you're talking about it.
You Cali sportsman, right?
All day long.
All day long.
Who's the first black Hall of Famer for NBA? Played in Boston.
Oh.
Just got inducted.
Russell.
No, he couldn't just get inducted.
Just got inducted.
No.
That got me. Google that one. I'm going to scratch my head on that one.
Chuck Booker? Sound familiar?
He was a point guard, right?
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah. That's when all the team was white. Like white.
And what happened?
So we like
He's in the Hall of
talking.
Fame.
So you're talking like 1959, or
back then. My man.
Yeah, that was the Hall of Fame this weekend, and as well, shout out to the Lakers. Drafty and Vlade Divac, who got traded for Kobe Bryant. So he got inducted this week into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to him too.
Well, you know what? It's good to just see Kobe Bryant become normalized. You know what I'm saying? And there's Matt Barnes got a show that's going to be talking about CBD and pot and marijuana. Showtime picked it up. And guys in the league that, deal with the drug and the mental health. And so it's just interesting how basketball always seemed like a vessel to be able to get into the community and hearts of issues and problems and concerns, where other than sports just don't really do that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're about
No, I was just thinking about the CBD thing. Is it a positive or is it a negative? Like, what are they trying to say about this?
I mean, you look at the overall piece of it. It's supposed to be a health.
CBD is good, but you gotta have some THC to trigger. It's gotta have.
But I mean, apparently it works.
You can't just have it by itself, though. I mean, you can have it by itself, but you gotta have some THC to give it that kick for it to.
Yeah, because Rob Gronkowski, he after all his injuries over his whole career, he's been doing CBDs. I don't know what it is over the past off season. He just said last week like he feels great, better than he's ever felt.
You got to get the doses like the cancer patients get, like 3,000. Yeah,
probably.
Like, you got to get high amounts of the CBD. Okay. But for us, down here, you got to get some with some THC in it.
Yeah, I have both lotions, THC and CBD.
Mixed together, right?
Oh, I have a CBD lotion and then I have a THC lotion.
That help your hair grow? I mean, what's your other?
I work out. I be in the gym, so
okay.
Thighs and
for your fingernails. Okay.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
So you do your push-ups.
No.
So you got some baseball because
yeah, I mean
you want to talk about what's really happening?
What's happening? Talk to us. What's happening?
I mean, your Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was leading. I was leading them to 2 games away.
Yeah, technically one game away. Whether if Arizona loses and we win, that matches up both numbers, and we clinch the NL West division 7 years straight. The Dodgers 7 years straight.
What that mean?
I mean, you win the division 7 years straight. I mean, no
7 years, 7.
7 years straight.
Oh, my
7.
goodness.
I couldn't understand what he was saying. 70 years straight. 70 years
Yeah,
straight.
7.
My bad.
So,
0-7. Okay.
but yeah, so the Dodgers are. I mean,
You
back
guys
on
what,
top.
like, up like 16?
Man, we up by
we
like
up games.
18 games.
now?
18 games. I mean, we're just incredible. I mean, there's nothing else much to say about the Dodgers. They got so young talent, a lot of great teams all around. But, I mean, there's in the NL, it's just the Dodgers, Yankees, and the other side. I mean, we had a preview about 2 weeks ago about the
That
Yankees
was
and the Dodgers.
amazing.
The
That was
Yankees?
just amazing.
With the Yankees?
Wow, that was just amazing.
How they
The
beat
Yankees
down
in town. Oh my God, that was just amazing.
a lot of money
Yankee
coming in.
University, come on, man. Yeah, it
we
just
had that
brought
talk on another
everybody out that really had a sports baseball IQ. That was probably, and then Judd in the building and knocking them out the building. I mean,
That
it
was
was
good.
probably one of the best games of the season. One game that I would really wish that I would have been at. You know what I'm saying?
What is it going to take for you guys to finish this year, man?
Man, I mean,
Pitching.
no, that's not even the
It's
issue.
been a
It
complaint.
has nothing to do
Pitching.
with the talent athlete. It
right.
has.
So
It
what you
has.
gonna do with
Is
the
it
left
coaching?
hand?
It's coaching,
I've
huh?
said it since we lost the past 2 times. It has to do with Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts, every time it gets to a crucial situation, it just seems like he just panics and closes his eyes and he's all right, I'm going to do this. And then boom, and it's always a bad decision. And it's happened
Where-
multiple times. And it's frustrating to see it as a Dodger fan just watching this happen 2 years in the World Series. And it's, yeah, I think it's just the
Where,
coaching.
where does the baseball IQ come in at? Coach?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, coach is supposed to know players. Players supposed to have relationships with the coach. And in baseball, it's a lot of personalities, and shit get broken down. And you know that's why you have a hitting coach. You have all these different coaches who are supposed to be liaisons to kind of blend that whole bullpen together, man. And it's tough. I mean, it's easy when you got a basketball team. You only really need 3 or 5 players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
you got
yeah, but-
a roster of 12 to 14 players.
But you're talking
you need
World Series, though.
you
Yo,
need
you're talking
I mean,
like,
yeah.
You're talking like this is.
And it's crazy because in basketball, the 5 guys can just easily ignore the coach. Like all these other great players, and, hey, I'm gonna go do this, shoot
Right,
this, do
right.
that. But
You-
in baseball,
it's a
you're
chess.
told what to do. Every single
Exactly.
pitch is different. Every situation, men on base, blah blah blah, outs, innings, runs. It
It's a
makes
lot
a
more
difference.
people.
And
So is
but
it the closer's responsibility?
I mean,
Like,
this.
I mean, pitching at the end of the day,
It's a
two
pitch-
responsibilities.
yeah.
It's 2 people's responsibility. Coach, pitch. Next person who has the biggest IQ is the catcher. Because he knows the batting, he's seeing the stands.
Yeah, and he's calling the-
right.
calling
He sees the
signals.
field. He sees everything.
Signals.
That's really the smartest person that's actually on the on the baseball diamond is the catcher. So it's catcher, pitcher, and coach. And my thoughts.
I'm just wondering why you guys had such.
But
a rough-
I mean, one of the things that I actually
not to live in the past.
Yeah, but I read a little
Just
bit.
be optimistic.
No, about that situation, the coaching decision. Apparently, I mean, you've never really hear this often, but there was a guy, Pedro Gomez from ESPN, who reported like a couple weeks ago that apparently Dodger management, the president, the CEO, people are actually calling down to the dugout during the game and making calls for Dave Roberts. And sometimes when you let the front office kind of get involved in decision making during game time and
that's
during the
not
actual
good.
game,
Yeah, that's-
I mean, they're seeing something else from above, and the team is looking at something else down here, seeing everything. So when I read that, I was like, "That's
yeah.
just
How do you
crazy.
let that happen?
I
But
mean,
that happens in football all the time.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, that's football all the time. But in baseball, I mean, baseball's a different sport.
Baseball is more odd but it happens in football all the time.
Don't make up excuses for your team.
Because
No, I mean,
because
those
you
are
sending
not
signals,
excuses.
you sending plays, you taking reruns, so.
Yeah, but to have the battle of what?
I mean, yeah, because in
What was the movie from the guy from the A's?
Moneyball,
Moneyball. That was a big thing with Moneyball. You had
that was the beginning of all
yeah,
that.
Yeah, So you know about Moneyball?
Nah.
Brad Pitt. That was a good movie.
It's
Amazing
one of the
movie.
best movies you could want to watch.
On baseball?
On baseball.
On baseball and just how to calculate dollars, recruiting, putting all the right pieces together so that you have a winning. And then it gets a little political and tricky all in the same. He shows everything. So.
And one move that kind of shows that example right there is something that the Dodgers did. This whole time we were talking about Bryce Harper, where the Dodgers are going to get Bryce Harper spend $300-400 million on someone who he has like 27 home runs right now. The guy the Dodgers chose instead are paying him only $400,000, and he has 32 home runs. So a guy getting paid $400 million to a guy that's not even getting paid $1 million is hitting more home runs than the other guy, just for making smarter decisions and things like those. But that's a perfect example of Moneyball, just the way you choose those numbers.
And then they use that money to kind of play into the whole recruiting and development. And
they only gave him $400.
You gotta check that out, man. I might have to take you to the movies, get you some popcorn.
That's an old movie. You might have to just do it at home. Put it up on. It's not going to be in the theater no more.
Anyway.
Hey, so that's going to be Netflix and chill for Farhan.
That is not a
and Ilya Daily. Netflix and
I'll
chill.
join in because that's my thing.
That is
there it is.
not going
You can sit in the middle. You got a long couch. You can sit in the middle.
Not happening.
As long as we have some snacks.
Not
so I get hungry when I watch movies.
There it is. But take a break.
We'll take a break. I'm going to talk about some sickle cell trait awareness information. Poise, you got that for me? Yep. All right. So real quick, it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month. This here is a sickle cell trait fact sheet. This gives you pretty much the basic facts of the risk factors of having sickle cell trait as an athlete. A lot of times people just talk about the inherited part of it, is where if you have sickle cell trait and your mate has sickle cell trait, there's a 50% chance your child could have sickle cell trait, and then a 25% chance your child could be born with sickle cell disease or have normal hemoglobin AA. So those are the odds as far as having sickle cell trait with your partner or another red blood cell condition like thalassemia or C trait or D trait. But what happens here, that's the slide for that. That's how it's inherited. If both parents have the trait, you can typically have a child with no traits at all, because as you can see, the white passes the normal gene, so each parent can pass the normal gene, or they both can pass it. And then by both passing the sickle cell trait, 2 chances your child can have sickle cell trait. And then, of course, all blue you see is sickle cell disease. So my advocacy work on that is not telling people that they can't mate or can't have children, but a lot of parents that I've interviewed over the last 9 years didn't find out until that child was born or inside the womb. And then they had to determine if they were going to have that baby or abort that child. So my conversation is having people have a choice. If they know they have the inherited gene and they know that what the outcomes can be, they have a choice. A lot of families didn't have a choice. But with the risk factors, the NCAA made it mandatory for all student athletes to have a sickle cell trait test done, because athletes have been dying and collapsing on football fields, track, and basketball courts. And so instead of the liability being on the colleges, they put it back on the families. So to play sports, if you're black, Hispanic, Asian, gymnastics, basketball, whatever, you have to have that sickle cell trait test done, or you sign a waiver, meaning that you don't want a test done and you don't care, and then if something happens to you, it's no longer on the school because you signed the waiver. So the problem with that is the education piece, and so now these athletes are doing these tests, but they don't really understand why they have to have the tests, and so they're missing the education piece. So myself and some other organizations like the As One Foundation, Darling, he played for the Ravens, wide receiver. He retired now. His brother died in Florida, and so he died from sickle cell trait exertion. So I work with them. Just really realistically with dehydration, we talk about water. They have a campaign called Operation Hydration. You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces of water per day.
So what's that calculation?
So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're supposed to drink 100 pounds of water every day.
100 pounds?
100 ounces,
ounces
of
So
water
how many gallons?
every day.
How many gallons is 100 ounces?
Probably like five.
Yeah, I guess.
I drink 49 out of my jug is 49 ounces. So I drink 2 of those because I'm 185.
Okay.
So I get about 90. I work on 90 ounces. So that's to stay hydrated. That's to avoid dehydration. Is half your body weight in ounces per day. And we talked about this even in San Diego. Who drinks that much water every day? Nobody really drinks that water realistically. But
Not
that's
every day.
I do actually.
But that's
Or
what
maybe
your
not.
body requires every day to avoid levels of dehydration.
You know, as working out, the first thing they say is the first thing you want to start your body with in the morning is water.
Yeah.
So, you know, no coffee, none of that, just water.
Yeah.
So,
And the issue is with sickle cell trait, because we have that one inherited gene that can mutate, like mine. It mutated, so I lost 40% oxygen to my body. And then now you talk about muscle disorders and muscle breakdowns, which is negative potassium, which is toxins. So when that hits the bloodstream, it's hits the kidneys. It's renal failure because those toxins can't be filtered through the kidneys. So now you have a renal failure, and the electrical charge, the negative electrical charge from the potassium in those toxins, can cause a heart to either stop or have a heart arrhythmia. So some people have heart attacks. And so with that, rhabdomyolysis is not just because of sickle cell trait. Anybody could have rhabdo. Anybody could have rhabdo from exercising because of dehydration. But with sickle cell trait, we're susceptible of having that more because we have that one gene that mutates. And a lot of people, like I said, when I spoke in San Diego, I was really blessed because a lot of people just are not aware of that conversation as far as sickle cell trait. So I'm at a sickle cell disease conference, and you're talking about all the parents who had the child with sickle cells. You have 4 million people in the United States with sickle cell trait.
So I was going to ask, you said both parents having sickle cell. What if only one parent have that? Then does a change?
That's like me. So 50% chance still.
Oh,
so I had 3 daughters. So my youngest daughter ended up having the trait. So you still, because I'm a gene carrier, it's 50% chance that each one of my children could have the trait. So, I mean, it's definitely important.
well,
like I
you
said,
go,
with-
Dr. Farhan.
No, and it's really
I can't even say some of them words you just used.
No,
but
it's really
good
because
information,
a
though.
lot. Because again, we're a sports show. And we talk about athletes. You talk about professional
Wellness.
athletes. You're talking about health and wellness. And again, if you just look at dehydration, period, people really don't drink
enough water.
enough water anyway.
Yeah.
And then you want to everything's fitness, CrossFit, everything's fitness. Just people just get up off the couch and go to the gym. You don't detox, you don't clean out your liver, you don't do none of that stuff. You just go to the gym, and that's you're exercising with all those toxins. It's not healthy.
Yeah, I'm gonna swallow some bleach.
I was about to say, what is the best detox? Like say, for like a normal person who doesn't have sickle cell trait, like what would you?
I can't.
saying-
I'm not a.
He ain't no doctor.
Yeah, I ain't a doctor.
Well, I
so-
thought even with sickle cell, like what do they
I,
do?
what I, so I take
hey,
Dr.
Just real
Sabi's.
quick.
I'm on Dr.
Dr.
Sabi's.
Sabi's.
I'm on his. I'm on
get
his
you some
supplement.
Sabi, girl. Get you some Sabi.
Yeah, I'm on. So you got to.
I'm just asking because I go to the gym, but I don't want to be around here falling out.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it's all in your pooch. If your smells bad, you ain't intoxicated. You got to detox. It's all in
Nothing.
the pooch.
Oh,
The
man.
pooch don't smell right.
He's
You
never
got
serious.
to detox. You're eating the wrong food.
Well, I ain't got to detox, then I know that for sure.
All right.
You want information,
How about
please, WDCOandSCT.org. That's my foundation. And I just got reignited this past week because I realized how important this conversation
Good
is for
stuff.
our community. So appreciate it. What you got, man?
Well, we got a couple minutes lying around.
Anybody watch the tennis? You want to talk tennis? What about your
I
girl,
mean,
Serena?
Ilya picked up some
Lost.
tennis
I just seen the
rackets. And
bodies. That's all I seen.
Serena.
It was
She's in
interesting.
shape.
It was interesting because the men's with the what's the problem?
She want to talk women's talk.
I mean, only got 2 minutes.
now we have time limit.
The 2 girls that played, that was the phenoms. You know, one got in her head, and she didn't. Well, neither one of them. You know, the other one wasn't. The younger one wasn't able to play her game, and that was that. I mean, the Williams is the Williams. They're one of the greatest in the league, so they're gonna do their thing. But the men's was the controversy because you had this controversial player who had all these antics he gets down to the wire and got whooped on. So,
Do you miss playing tennis?
no.
No.
You never thought about coaching?
I miss
too
playing
much
basketball. I could coach tennis, but at a young age. So
We got to put you on the P4E league then. We got to put you in there, body it up against Buddha, back and forth.
Look at his face.
I mean, the
Look at his face.
debut's tonight, right, Don? Your
face.
league starts tonight.
His
He
face
just like
said-
playing for
I miss
fun. He
playing
can't play
basketball.
competitively.
His face said, nah.
I just
You didn't see him move with that hip?
It's opening night.
Wait till watch when he gets up. Watch how he move when he get
just
up.
lighting him up with that little left hand.
Oh, man.
What's coming up with you, man?
What's up with you, lady?
What's up with you?
In life, I just did a commercial shoot. I have an audition tomorrow, so wish me luck, guys.
Audition?
So
for,
yeah.
for a
Hand
film?
model. So
For
I can be
hair?
a hand model.
Oh, hand
hand
model?
model?
For jury. So wish me luck. And
hand model.
commercial with my dog. I just shot a commercial. So my dog is not a model.
Your dog?
My dog.
Shot.
You and your dog?
We did a commercial.
I'm doing a
There it
thumb
is,
shot.
doggy
They gonna pay
action.
me for my
You got
thumb.
Airbud.
And I just
My
got
bad,
cast,
Daisy.
So I'm excited.
They gonna give me a thumb shot. Let me get a thumb.
I hope not.
I get $150 for the thumb.
What's up with you, Fredo? What's next with you, man?
Man, well, I'm just excited for whatever else is to come
So good.
after. Yeah. But for now, I mean, just close it out because we're about 6.
We're out of here.
We're out. We're out. But
Say
So,
bye.
no,
next
it was.
week-
Yeah,
Wait,
go. No, I was just gonna say, man, it was excited
Wave
to be
to
back
the
on here
people.
again.
Yeah, no, next week we got P4E. We got Chasing Hoop Dreams segments coming up. I'm not going to be here, so y'all going to have to hold it down. But Chasing Hoop Dreams segments coming up for the rest of the
Wave.
month.
Just wave.
And social media. Shout us out. What's the
Wave,
count?
Wave. Gotta wave. Tell people bye.
Tell people.